Sidney, man, it's great to have you here in the studio, and it's great to have a chance to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
It's one thing to see a guy play all the time and know his skill set, but to get to know you is a pretty cool opportunity. You're from Maryland,
Yes, sir.
Waldorf,
Yep.
and you end up here in Central Texas. Now, what is the attraction for you to end up coming here to play for Baylor? Obviously, it's a great school, and there's so many great people around it, but I'm from the same area of the country you are. It's not necessarily the first place you put your finger on a map and say, I'm going to go down there.
So for me, I was just thinking about what was going to be the best opportunity for me, honestly. And obviously, I had a couple of offers before I got here. I was actually going to either go to Colorado or what was the other school? UCLA, actually.
Oh, what was the other one? Just UCLA?
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't just UCLA. It was
Yeah.
a couple more big
I'm saying
schools.
just UCLA, like no big deal. Yeah, it's one of the most historic programs in the
Yeah.
country. Yeah.
Yeah. How I felt, I had to visit all of them. And kind of Baylor came in last minute, and I kind of wasn't feeling both of the programs. I mean, they just didn't fit for me, and I just wanted something simple. And, I mean, Baylor gave me everything that I kind of wanted. Like, it was very simple. They're really about football, and that's kind of the environment I really wanted to be in.
How much did the authenticity of Baylor and the coaches there come through to you?
I'd say before even the coaches came to me, I've always wanted to kind of play in Texas. I feel like this is the mecca of football. So, I mean, why not give it a try to play where football's basically been breeded and you know, it's been historically just been great. I feel like Coach Aranda was really just genuine to me. You know, he was really being real about everything, about how the situation was, how I would get an opportunity to play. And which he did, everything that he said so far to me is real. I feel like another reason why I came here is also because of Coach Miller. Coach Miller we kind of talked
Your
like
offensive
football.
line coach.
Yeah. Football-wise, we talked. I had to make sure that I understood his scheme, if I could understand the same language as him, and everything felt like it just clicked when I was on my visit here. So I was just like, why not?
Things are clicking for the team right now.
Yeah.
How cool is that for you guys to have put in all this hard work and you're seeing it pay off, not only in the performance on the team, but just the vibe around the program. I would imagine it feels really good to be a Baylor football player right now.
Yeah, I feel like for us, we're not really worried about the media. We're not really worried about all the outside noise. We're really just coming together like brothers and just playing football for one another, honestly. It's great that we have Sawyer as our QB because, I mean, Sawyer's like, he's very religious, and I'm kind of like that too, where, I mean, I wouldn't say that I play for a particular person, but one thing I'll say is I always thank God for, you know, the gifts that he's given me to keep on going, keep on pushing, and also when I'm even at my hard times in a certain point of a game, like I'm just thanking God, like, can you please just give me the strength to just keep on going on this drive. So I just feel like it's mostly God in a sense too, but then we're also playing for one another. We're not being selfish about it.
Yeah, people will tell you in your experience that, like, you can find that extra gear by tapping into your faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like something that's just bigger than you.
Oh, yeah.
How has that drawn you guys closer as a football team, the common faith that you guys have?
I'd say for one thing, we always end off like any practice or any physical activity with a prayer. So I feel like that also brings us spiritually together. I also feel like we just have a lot of guys that are just really, really into their faith. And so they realize that, okay, like, I mean, yeah, you get motivation time to time, but what's going to be the one that's going to fuel you the most? And we all know that it's going to be the Bible. It's going to be Jehovah himself. So it's like we all just kind of dig into our Bibles once in a while. We actually have Bible studies on Mondays. I need to start attending more, but it just all brings us closer together, and we all realize that we're all Christian athletes, so we just spread the word of God through the way we play.
I love, Ashton Genty, who's playing pretty well right now.
Oh yeah,
I just saw something like, anybody would see. I saw a quick, like, image of him, and it was a quote of his, like, wherever I go, I'm a Christian in disguise. And,
Yeah.
like, that really spoke to me about, like, that's first for him,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's who he is. Not the football player, and I think it's cool that you're giving us a look at that. When you have time to yourself, and you're just like chilling off the field, like, what do you like to do?
Oh snap! For me, I'm a real family man, and a lot of people don't know, but I'm actually in like a 7-year relationship. So like, that's also another thing that I like to do. Like, I kind of like just spending time with my girlfriend, going out with her.
Is she here in Texas?
Oh no,
Yeah.
she's out of the state, but yeah, but nah, she comes and visit me pretty frequently.
Yeah.
But family is a big thing for me. I mean, my mom, my 3 older sisters. I mean, that's kind of really all I have. I do have my father in my life, but we only talk time to time. But I really harp on trying to be a family man because I mean we're away from our families all the time, but the moments where I get to at least FaceTime my mom and FaceTime my sisters, I know it brings joy into my heart, but I know it also helps them out. Like, okay, like he's safe alone because I don't have any family really in Texas.
Yeah, I'm like
only
you.
one.
I don't either. When you're from really far away like that,
yeah.
it's just you develop these close relationships. But your unit is up
It's
north.
all the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say also, I mean, also another thing I probably don't know, I'm also a first generation American actually. So technically my real family blood relatives are all in Ghana, West Africa.
So talk to us about that journey for yourself, that walk as a young man. Like, how has that impacted you?
So I'll give you a little backstory. So when I was like, I'll say 7. So 7, my mom wanted me to go to Africa, so she sent me back home. Um, so I stayed there for about 3 years. So I stayed there with my nephew, but not my nephew, my uncle.
How old were you at that time?
I was about 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So I stayed there for a little bit. It was a culture shock, honestly. I mean, going from like having consistent Wi-Fi and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
having like, okay, we have outages sometimes, or oh, there's a flood, or like, you know what I'm saying, just certain stuff that we wouldn't really deal with in America, even though it is a third world country. It's just like you just see things differently, you appreciate things more differently, and your responsibilities are kind of like, okay, like let me tighten up, let me start, you know what I'm saying, being not doing good, but like being appreciative of being in America and
Having gratitude.
yeah, having the opportunity to do what I can do to be successful, to also help on my family back home too.
I bet that does such wonders for your perspective every day. Like, I was going to ask you how your first football camp was in Texas, but clearly you've been, like you've been around it, right? You've been around the heat. You've been around,
Oh yeah,
conditions that maybe aren't considered like the best. Like, you walk in the Fudge Center, it's like, woo,
Oh, yeah.
that's a Rolls Royce.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long way, I bet, from home.
Mhm.
And I mean home, when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
talk
home,
about,
the real home,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So are you able to share? I mean, I'm not saying you beat other teammates over the head with it, but are you able to share some of that perspective the further you go down the line with these guys?
I feel like a lot of my teammates actually don't know
Yeah.
that. And it's kind of my fault. I kind of do gotta share that with them. But
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that I do connect with, they kind of know my story a little bit. They kind of know that. Oh, I don't know if you guys knew, but I started playing football my senior year of high school.
I did know that from calling one of your
Yeah.
games. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so, like, just telling them the journey through going to prep school and then going to actually from prep school, actually committing to Tennessee and then getting my offer taken because of the McDonald's thing that happened with them, and then figuring out another solution to go to FCS program and then grind my way up from there and then go to South Carolina
Yeah.
and just all of that. I haven't really.
It's been a trip.
Oh yeah, it's been a trip, but I mean, it's a journey that
Yeah.
I wouldn't take back because honestly, I mean, everybody has to go through something.
Yeah.
You know, and so I feel like that's my journey. This is how I guess my football journey is going to keep going, and so how am I going to deal with adversity from when I started to now? And so I'm proud of myself in a sense, but you know, I just want certain people to kind of like, okay, look at my story and like not give up on whatever you want to pursue. And so I feel like if a lot of my teammates kind of knew that, like, I feel like, yeah, we'd probably even get even closer as a team.
And it makes everybody look at things a little different.
Just
right?
a little bit differently, yeah.
When you that stuff is amazing, Sidney. By the way, and thank you for sharing that. When you are done football, and who knows how long that far that could take you, have you thought about like other interests that you want to get into, like professionally? Like, I'm sure that's. I mean, you started playing football when you were a senior, so clearly it's not like your whole life. I was like, I'm going to be an NFL football player or a college football player.
So I got a few things I have in mind. I mean, obviously, one thing I want to do is what you're doing right now, be a podcaster and talk to athletes and things like that. But I guess another dream of mine, too, that would also be something that I want to do back home. So basically, I want to elevate the athletic side of Ghana, try to see if we can get some more people in the Olympics or something. I want to build something special there with the athletics program there. But I know that for me it's going to take more than just me, and I know it's going to take my country to also back me up on that, but that's something that I would possibly want to pursue, is to kind of expose the younger generation that, okay, like, yeah, you're in a terrible condition, but this can be your outlet to make it out, you know, and that's why I'm kind of trying to see how I can start that, but that's kind of my vision so far, is just being a podcaster, ESPN / whatever, and also be like an athletic president of Ghana and try to build the sports world there.
I always tell, like, a guy like you who's an athlete at this level, that you have, I'll tell you right now, you have something unique about you that separates you from everyone else. So, like, when you pursue, like, whatever it is you want to do, like in broadcast or if it's in sports, like, right away, I mean, people don't know what it's like to spend a season playing football anywhere, but especially in the Big 12, the SEC, you know, it is no joke. When you have time to yourself and you do like to joke around, like, what do you do on an off day?
On an off day, I watch anime.
Oh,
I'm
you
a
do?
big, yeah, I'm a big anime guy. I'm a kid at heart. I watch me some cartoons and eat some cereal and just enjoy life from right there. And then other than that, I mean, I play video games. I'll play 2K. I'll play COD. I'm a pretty simple guy.
How much closer has the team gotten over the course since you've been here to now?
I feel like, honestly, the team was already close before I got here. I feel like that was one thing that I noticed that was different about my old school in here, was how much our own people care about each other. Like for instance, like when I guess one of the first days when I got here, like Daquan Finn was making sure that, like, okay, like, are you okay? Like, do you know where to go? There'd be at times where Omar would call my phone and be like, do you need help moving this in? Do you need help moving that in? So it was like, okay, like, these guys are honestly genuine and honestly caring. So I just feel like playing football with them just made us closer, and honestly gives us that title, either call each other family, because it's not like I'm just playing for a random person. Like, that's actually my brother, and I'll do anything for my brothers.
Dude, I appreciate you letting us get a close-up look at you today. Anything else you want to say?
Nah, that's it
said
for
it
me.
all.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you ain't got any more questions for me, I mean. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it, Sidney.
Appreciate
Thank you very
man.
much. Yeah,
Yep.
you got it.
We are Rogue Media Sports.